Oh, I see it.
Hello, Resilience family. Thank you. Thank you. It is another episode. We have made it another week, guys. It is this wonderful Sunday. I hope you guys have been having a good day today. My day has really been peaceful today, and I'm grateful for that. I am so grateful for that. To my viewers, to my listeners, thank you for tuning in, guys. And today, we're going to talk about healing. And we're going to talk about it in a different manner. And we have an awesome, I call her an expert. I believe she is here with us, Kim Green. Welcome, ma'am.
Thank you so much for having me. Happy to be here.
Yes, thank you. Thank you. So I'm going to do something a little different. You know what? I do want you to tell us a little bit about yourself, and then I want you to introduce yourself. Yeah, I want to flip the script.
Okay. So, hello, I am Kim Green, and I am an author and a writing coach. And I have authored a couple novels. I've authored a nonfiction book. I've been a ghostwriter for celebrities. I worked with Fantasia Barrino, and I wrote her book. I wrote a book with Ja Rule. I have worked at Sony Music, and I've been in the music industry for many, many years. My history. I'm a music fanatic, and so my two favorite things in the world are music and writing.
Yes.
Writing saved my life, so I'm here to talk a little bit about that. And I've created this amazing retreat that is coming up. And I'm hoping that some of your audience will come and join us.
Yeah.
I'm here, and I'm thrilled to be here with you.
Oh my God, I am excited. I feel like I'm in front of a celebrity. That's how I feel. And again, I just want to say thank you for giving me of your time, because our time is precious. I tell this to every guest I have. I am so grateful and honored that you're here to share with me and my audience, because we don't get our time back, and that's precious. And thank you for gracing my platform, which is your platform today, ma'am.
Oh, wow.
Yes. So before we dig into your world, I would like you to tell me your meaning. What's your definition of resilience?
Resilience to me is just grasping the terrible things that challenge us in life and being able to move on with it with a positive attitude. I think we are not so resilient if we drag it on and drag it into our senses and drag it into our being. I think we are resilient when we can come back strong, still positive, still able to love and able to be generous and still be able to be a kind person.
Yeah.
And that takes extra work. So that's kind of the work we'll be doing at Right to Heal, because I think, we can talk about getting over a sad thing, but we don't want to go into it angry, like we're still angry at what happened. We want to be able to heal from it so that you can still see the light, the positive stuff that's possible, that's coming.
Yes.
So that's resilience to me, getting through it, but also being able to bring joy and happiness going forward.
Oh, I love that. Getting through it. Yes, but also bringing joy and happiness from it. I like that. I'm going to use that as a quote. I am. So I don't know if I told you, but.
Oh, you're welcome to it.
I take all my notes. Oh no, it will be quoted by Miss Kim Green. Yes. I take my notes here. So, you wear so many hats. Before we dig into the writing part, tell me a little bit of this passion you have for music, this side.
Music has just been such a big part of my family. We have always been about the music. And I remember, this is a part of me that people don't really know, but I grew up in New York, and I went to a private school, like an all wealthy Caucasian private school. And so in the summers, my mother would send me to Cincinnati, Ohio, which is where my family lived.
Oh, wow.
And they lived in sort of public housing in the beginning, and then they got a house later, but it was just a very different environment.
Yeah.
So I would go there, and I was like the little geeky Black girl who was a white girl, really. They would be like, what are we going to do with you? Like, I was a man. Like, you can't dance and you don't have rhythm and you're out, right? You're completely out. But it was like, I love the music. They were listening to music and I was dancing. I loved it, but I just didn't, they would be like, can you do such and such a dance? And I was like, no, I'm from New York City. We don't do that. So I was sort of on the outside of myself, I felt.
Right.
And so going there every summer and listening to the music, the music was all in the house all the time, all the time. And I fell in love. Like, I just was like, oh my God, not only does this bring me closer to my family,
right,
and other Black people, it brings me such joy inside. Like, I felt a piece of me come alive when listening to music. So I just remember, I was very young. My first concert was going to see the Brothers Johnson. Like, that ages me incredibly.
It does, because I do not know who that is.
Oh my God. You don't know who the Brothers Johnson is. Well, I'm going to say to you right now, you have got to get on your Google. Google the Brothers Johnson Strawberry Letter 23.
Wow.
And then your life is going to begin. So I was little, really little, but I was there. And then I don't know. I just feel it was so much magic in the air in a concert. Like, I was a little kid, but grown-ups were just so happy, so joyful. Yeah. And I always say that, like, we are at our best when there's music playing. Like, as a community, we are at our best.
Yeah.
And so I just have always had that. So when I got older and went into journalism, then I was writing for the Source magazine. I was writing hip hop journalism.
Yeah, okay.
It was incredible. Like, I was interviewing all the rappers. And then at Sony Music, I was writing all the advertising for rap groups and the Def Jam label and all that stuff. So I really had a beautiful immersion into music, from technically, but also very emotionally. It's such a passion for me because it's a connector. To me, it's a connector. Growing up the way I grew up in New York with that school and all that, my background was very much, formal and, Caucasian, I guess, European based. And then when I get to the music, I'm in my own skin. I'm home, right? I'm home. So it's just always been such a huge part of who I am and how I navigate.
Wow. You remind me of my cousin, Chauncey. If you hear me, Chauncey, I love you. I miss you, girl. But she was the same. She lived out in California with her mom. Okay, we'll be telling just a little bit of her. But and she would visit home, her father in Chicago with me, and we would hang out a lot in the summers. And I'm not gonna lie, forgive me, Chauncey. I used to tease her a lot too. I was like, girl, you do. I used to tell her the same thing. You sound so white. You just sound like the Valley girls, I used to tease her a lot.
I know.
Forgive me, cousin, if you're hearing me, forgive me.
Nancy, I got you.
She was the same. Oh my God. I don't know. That just sparked that up in me. And I was just like, oh my God, that sounds like my cousin. I have to reach out to her as I'm thinking about, I'm writing it down. I need to reach out to her because we kind of lost contact. But I know she's became a realtor and doing things, has a family. But anyway, that tweak that reminded me of that. I was like, man, I wonder she really probably felt the same way. And I don't know, in the back of her mind. And anyway, that's what I was thinking about. But that's what that reminded me of.
It's a connector, and it connects us to who we are. I really believe that. And just it's physiological. I mean, rhythm, it connects to us. African American connection to rhythm. I mean, it's all real, but it just has always been a part of me.
Wow, that's amazing. So walk us down your timeline of your writing journey, of your career into where you are, and then we'll end with the big bang to talk about this retreat.
Okay.
Yes.
Well, I think the writing journey began. I graduated from college and I with a degree in advertising, copywriting, and concentration in creative writing. So I've always been very interested in writing and reading. I've been a big nerdy reader my whole life. I was always reading books and just very into books. But I think the writing always a little intimidated me. Like when I was in high school, like I wasn't a perfect writer and I had a lot of teachers critique my writing and I was sensitive and I couldn't figure it out. But I wanted to write. Like I really respected writing and I respected books and novels and all that stuff really moved me too. And then what happened, my big bang, my big, as they say in the writing world, my inciting incident, which is my mother died when I was 15 years old. And she died on the New York City subway, by the way.
Oh, wow.
Pretty traumatic and shocking. But anyway, she died on the subway and my parents were divorced. So then my father had to come move back into our apartment and it was just he and I. And, my father really loved my mother still, even though they were divorced. And so it was a grueling, shocking thing for him.
Yeah.
And it's just really bad. And so I didn't know what to do with these feelings. Here I am and again, don't forget the backdrop. I go to this like fancy private school. All the mothers are, stay-at-home moms with their shirts and like, that's my life. And then I have a mother who works and my father works. I have a very different background.
Yeah.
And so then this thing happens and, growing up, nobody's parents die, right? That doesn't happen.
Right.
What are you talking about? Parents do not die. So here's my mother dead on the subway. And I didn't know how to work with that. Like I just was traumatized by it. But, African-American family, nobody said you need counseling or we need grief. We didn't get any of that until my school suggested it, actually. But my father would have never come up with that.
Yeah.
And so, you know what I did? My father had all these yellow legal pads on a shelf somewhere. And I just one day grabbed one down and just started writing.
Yeah.
And every single day, I would just sit down and write what I was feeling. And I was writing all kinds, the sentences were not so coherent.
Yeah.
But it was just like vomit, on a page.
Wow.
Rage, anger. What am I going to do? Like, just what am I going to do? Sadness, abandonment, just anger at my mother. Like, why could she do this? Well, the whole thing. And I just realized that from that place of writing, I just was able to go on. Like, I left it on the page and then I could go on. And I continued to do that until I was able to, and I had a lot of great support from my friends and they were trying to take me out and just trying to engage me in life again.
Right.
And it was just a beautiful experience. So I think that was sort of my first big bang. And then my second big bang is when I got married and then I got diagnosed with lupus.
Oh, wow. Oh, my goodness.
And my ex-husband abandoned me. He was like, I didn't sign up for this.
Look, you know what? We have a little bit of similarity there too. Like
human beings can be so disappointing, can't they?
At that point, yes.
So I was left alone to raise our child. And when I got the diagnosis, people started calling me and sent to support me in that. And I remember somebody said to me, so what do you do during the day? And I said, well, I go to doctor's appointments and I cry and I plan that I'm going to die. And, I'm just down. And by the way, that was, 23 years ago.
Wow.
And so that was the conversation. What are you going to do? And my friend said, why don't you write something? And that's how my first book was written, Hallucination.
Wow.
So that is a novelized memoir. It's really about my experience getting the diagnosis. But it's an interesting book because it reaches back into the original sin, which is my mother dying. So, when we talk about autoimmune disease, it's really about cellular reaction to stress factors.
Wow.
So my body was, so when I went the holistic way and talking to holistic doctors and all those things, we started looking back. When was the original incident? And so the book is really about sort of my mother dying, like getting through that more. And I had done a lot of writing anyway to get to that point.
Yeah.
But then on a cellular level, that was one thing. And then the divorce and the diagnosis all at once. So the book is really about all of those things. And it was a wonderful journey writing that book. It took me 9 years to write that book, actually.
Wow.
I hang in because I wanted to get to the bottom of what was really at the bottom of my body, what was messing me up. So I wrote that book, and I then went on and then I've been just writing and being a journalist and all of that stuff. And then I started coaching writers after my ghostwriting experience, because I was writing for magazines. Then I had the opportunity to do the ghostwriting jobs, which, although ghostwriting is sort of a good career, I guess, but it doesn't work for me.
Oh, okay.
I believe very strongly that our stories are all we have. And so it's disingenuous to like hand somebody your story and say, you write it for me. I mean,
you just made me feel some type of way, because I was thinking of going that route.
I will not allow it. And if you want to do a book, I will coach you through it, and you will write it.
We're gonna have to do this.
Your own story. It's all you have. Your story.
Yeah.
So I became a coach, and I wrote with writers of all levels to get them to the end. That's my line. We get our books written. Yeah. And then just to connect it, when I was doing all this work, I was seeing the transformation of my clients. So whether they were writing memoirs or writing fiction books, because fiction book is always connected to real life, they were changing. They were finding joy. They were finding meaning in their life experience. I mean, I could see it. I could see it happening. Yeah. And we talk about it. And that's when I just said to myself, people really need to be writing. People really need to be spending time writing about the things that ail them, because those are the things that stop us. Yeah. Go as far as we could, because we still are stuck on the old stuff. And so that's kind of how this retreat came together. I mean, in my mind, it was always just a vision I had, like, wouldn't it be so cool if a lot of women could get together and write? But then, I moved back to Tucson, Arizona in 2021. I lived here in the 90s. Okay. And it's such a magnificent place. It's just beautiful. Tucson, Arizona is just beautiful. And I think it's a healing place. It's a healing place. So I thought, let's put some ladies together and let's get healing. Yeah.
Wow. Whoa, this is good. You got me over here thinking. I'm over here thinking, like, when you're talking about how your dad just had the yellow legal pads. That's how my father was. Yeah. I didn't know a lot about my father's writing until he passed away. You have to go through their belongings and what's what and blah, blah, And my dad did a whole lot of writing. And I was like, oh my goodness. I said, this is something else. And I too started writing. And I'm a secret. I'm like a undercover, under the rock, maybe in the closet nerd. To read,
down low writer. We see that. Okay.
Yeah. So I might have to use your tutelage, your help, to get this out of me, because I'm not gonna lie, I was really, really thinking about this ghostwriting thing, because to tell my story, when the time comes. Because everybody keeps saying, when you're going to write a book, don't you need to write a book? And I'm like, man, do I?
Amy Winehouse says, no. There will be no ghost writing.
Oh my goodness. This is crazy. So I want to dig into this meat potatoes of this retreat, because I think this is going to be marvelous. I think this is going to be like the beginning of your, I don't know, annual thing or something. I don't know.
That's what I'm hoping.
Ooh, let's talk about it.
Let me tell you, I'll tell you sort of the itinerary.
Yeah.
It's on a Thursday through a Monday. And so what we have like a reception the first day. And there's, we're going to meet each other. And then the people who are staying in the house, there's sort of two facets. There's the day pass people who just come every single day. Okay. And then there are people who will stay in the house.
Okay.
And so the people in the house will get settled and check in, and then we'll have a reception. And then we'll also have a breath work session.
Oh, breathing good.
Then we'll have a sound bath by this wonderful healer named Rain Dvorak. So she's going to do like a sound bath for us. And then we will do a little talking amongst us and set our intention for what the weekend is going to be. And then Friday morning, it will begin yoga every single morning, sunrise yoga with meditation.
Oh, wow.
And then we will do, like Friday, we will do sort of right to heal work. We'll do some real like coursework, as it were, but it's just really me prompting you and us discussing topics and things that are on our minds and in our souls. And then we kind of will do some exercises in writing. And then Friday evening, we're getting on our bus and we're going out to Saguaro National Park, where we're going for the sunset.
Yes. Oh my goodness.
With a Native American shaman who's going to do a blessing over us.
Wow.
So that's Friday night. And then every single day, there will also be a processing, like a group therapy with my partner, Marcia, who's a therapist.
Right.
That'll be Friday. Right. And then Saturday, we will do yoga. We also have a chef coming. So 3 meals a day prepared, all chef prepared.
Wow.
Then we also have on Saturday, we are going to do some morning work, yoga with some morning work. And then we're all going to get on our fancy bus and we're going out to the Hitching Post Ranch, and we're doing an equine learning experience. So we're going to look at horses.
That's awesome.
See how the horses mirror our emotions and show us who we are, and how we can kind of gentify ourselves a little bit, get gentle.
Yeah.
So I think that's going to be a really powerful experience. And then that's Saturday. And then we'll come back and have dinner and all that stuff. And you will have a packed lunch. We pack your lunch to go to your thing. And then Sunday, we are going to do some work. And then in the morning, we're going yoga, of course, breakfast, blah, blah, blah. Then we're going to get in our bus, fancy bus. And we're going to Seven Falls to do a right and hike. And
wow.
They have a nature guide who's going to guide us and sort of tell us about Arizona and the desert, all those things. We'll go out there and we'll hike and we'll do some writing outside. And then and then we'll do some more work Saturday, writing. And the house is gorgeous, first of all. It's like a beautiful mansion that has a lot of patios. That's what I love about the house. There's patios everywhere.
Oh, my goodness.
Find their place to just hunker down and do some writing. And you will be asked and invited and encouraged to go and do some writing when you need to. So there's a lot of private time, and there's time that you'll be with a buddy and you'll talk about things that are commonalities between you. So that's Saturday, and then that's Sunday, the hike. And then Sunday night, we'll have a big dinner, like a farewell dinner. Yeah. And Monday we'll have yoga again and meditation and sort of a send off. And then you will be picked up. So people who are not, who are staying in the house, who are traveling, they will be taken to the airport. And they will be sent with a lunch to take on their travel, so they can eat how.
Yeah. Wow.
So that's the retreat.
Oh my goodness. So just let me ask a quick question. So I know I'm local. Can I still stay at the house?
Of course you can.
Look. Okay.
Of course.
to get that in. I was like, wait a minute, is it just for the people that's gonna fly in? Wait a minute.
No, you're welcome to stay
at the full experience.
Absolutely. You're welcome to stay in there.
Yes.
And there's still rooms left, so you can
make it hurry up and get on it. Okay. Yeah. So tell us, and the viewers, how they could get in on this retreat too.
Well, we'd have to go right to my website, which is blankpageconsult.com. And once you go there, you'll see You Have the Right to Heal logo. It's right there. You can click right on it, and you'll go right into the pre-registration form. Okay. When you get there, you'll also see how you can navigate on the site to see the accommodations, see the rooms, see the prices. You get to see all that stuff too. But you do have to fill out the submission to just the pre-registration form. Once you do that, you have to pay $150. It's just your deposit. It holds it. Now we're getting close, so the payments are going to be hectic. But you pay the $150. Then once I receive the registration, the pre-registration, I call you, and then we have a conversation about how you plan to pay the balance. I ask you certain silly little things like what's your t-shirt size, and what kind of food you eat, and all of those things, because we're accommodating all eating dietary restrictions. So vegans, vegetarians, pescatarians, carnivores, everybody gets omnivores. So we're doing that. And it's, a woman from Atlanta who's a dear family friend of mine, and she has started her catering company. So I'm all about, supporting women. So I have all these wonderful women doing it. With the only man we have is the nature guide, because he has a company called Southwest Discoveries here in Tucson. Okay. And he is going to do these guides for us, which is wonderful because his expertise is great when it comes to Tucson. And so it's just a joining of women, and we're gonna dig deep, and we're gonna heal. Wow. And there's going to be a lot of fun. Don't forget, there will be fun. There's going to be food. There will be some, a lot of joy. There's going to be joy. I don't want people to say, I'm going to heal and cry. I mean, you will cry. You may. And you also will laugh, and you will find that there's a future, and whatever the thing. And some people are coming not because they've had a terrible loss. Some people are coming because they just don't know what's next for themselves. Right.
Wow. That's good.
That's my goal? What am I going to do now? Yeah. I have a woman who's coming, and she said, I'm 67 years old. I'm good. But I also just lost my husband of 23 years. I have money, insurance, blah, blah, I'm done. But what am I going to do? What do I do with myself? So, she and I will work with her about, what's the future? What are your interests? What makes you excited? Yeah. So it's all about future, because as a coach, coaches are about questioning and about moving forward. That's and being in action. That's what a coach is. And that's the difference between a therapist and a coach. Coaches take you to the next step in action. So I hope that resonates for people, that they come out with some intention and some next steps. Right. So that's kind of what we're working on. And the other thing I just wanted to say, because I have to mention our fabulous massage therapist. So we have a massage therapist that will be offering $60 massages for an hour, which is unheard of. Most massages are $85. Mm-hmm. And she's a genius. She's my masseuse, actually. Mm-hmm. And she will be doing that for the whole week. She'll be on hand for our. Wow. So a lot of good things, a lot of pampering,
Yes. And what are the dates again?
Thursday, October 17th till Monday, October 21st. And so it's sort of the reception will begin like in the 3 or 4 o'clock range. And then we'll have that evening that I described with the sound baths and the breath work. Mm-hmm. And then we'll check out. The whole thing will be over on Monday after the breakfast and the yoga and the meditation on Monday. So people who are flying, they might have to fly early. They might miss some of the yoga, but people who are staying here or local, they can certainly stay for the yoga and, all the other things. And then the people who are traveling will be sent away with a lunch to travel more healthily.
Wow. Amazing. This is going to be, I think, Yep, that's what I'm working on this week, getting my world in order.
Yeah, you have to be there, Dawn, because
I do. I feel like I really do.
And meeting you and hearing about your son and all of that stuff really just, it just struck me. I just been thinking about it ever since we met. And obviously because, me losing my mother at such a young age and just the shock, and I also have a son, a 22-year-old son.
Yeah.
So I know that every day I'm in deep fear about him and what happens out there. So I'm so resonating with your experience, and I just want to be a part of your great journey and your healing. I just feel very strongly about that.
Yeah, I just feel, I don't know, I just keep saying, I've just been saying this like all week, such a time as this. So many things has been happening, this year. And I just believe it's the right time for it. I believe it's the right time to help me press through, the rest of this year and to launch 2025. You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
And just to deal with a lot that I just haven't dealt with, because I still have kind of like a torn relationship with my youngest daughter, who unfortunately was a witness of his murder. At the time, I wish I could pull her to get to this, but I doubt she'll budge. But just a lot, just to deal with a lot, just unresolved, things that I found that I still have residue of, or I still need more healing to press forward in life, to figure out, like you saying, what's next, to deal with a lot of it. Because I just thought God was so funny to have my son pass the same day that my mom passed,
No.
Yes, it's crazy. Again, only reason I'm bringing this up because I was just actually talking about this with a friend, and I was just like, it's crazy. I just think it's time to really deal with it that way. I can,
The fact that you're standing here today with that kind of experience, you are a perfect example of what it is to be resilient, just to not be still in the bed. You should still be in the bed 4 years ago.
Yes. And
the fact that you up and created this beautiful life is really powerful. I mean, I have much respect to you. I think this is great.
Yes.
Let's work.
I will stay close to you because I'm really what I've been working on, and I know I've been talking about this for a long while, but it's really kind of, I don't want to say hard to do, but it's tough to do, because when you don't have the what's the fame or the numbers that you need. I'm not just talking about financial, I'm just talking about to push, because my vision with this healing thing is I want it to be a hub. I want to create a hub here. Well, not only women, even though I've been told, that my niche should be women, mom, to have a hub, to have a resource where they could just go into and get what they need. If you need to find you a therapist or any type of counselor or a coach, anything to help you heal, to build your growth, your self-development. I'm trying to figure out how to build this hub of resources, and I wanted to have it connected, to the resilience, where they could have this access, they could find it, and not be ashamed to reach out, and get the help we need, like you're saying, so we all could heal. You
use the word launch, which I love that word, because that's exactly what, Right to Heal hopes to do. And that anybody in this resilient conversation has to launch to the next thing. We have, and we look at our terrible events, and we all have them. That's another really powerful thing.
Exactly.
Is that we all have them, and we have to separate them from our being. So we don't want to carry it as our story. So you don't want to be, hi, I'm Dawn, my son was murdered. Even though that is the truth of you. It is
right, but exactly,
But we don't want to define that, because everybody in the world reacts to that. So it's like, oh, that's the woman who has this So
Right.
nobody gets to see the light of you.
Exactly.
Nobody gets to see the beauty of who you are. So I think that's what we want to sort of unpack that, right? To feel that we are not our event.
Yes. Yes.
You're not that thing that happened to us.
Yes. 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 Oh my gosh. Thank you. I am just grateful. I'm grateful for how God has connected me to people that I don't even know when or if we would have found, I don't even know. But I am grateful that I have met you, Kim. Like seriously, this won't be the last.
Oh, no, absolutely.
Totally at all. And I will. I'm going to make it happen. I'm going to be at their retreat. I just believe such a time as this. And I need to be there. I need that to be a part of this, whatever part of this journey in life that I'm going through. Because like I shared with you before we came on air, and I haven't shared this with the world yet. But I am full blown, as they say, an entrepreneur.
Yes.
About to do that thing.
Welcome. Let me say that. It's a very exciting journey to be an entrepreneur, and it's full of heartache in some places, but it's a beautiful testimony to your own belief in yourself.
Yes. And I'm excited. I really am. I'm excited. I just feel just something, I'm really excited, and I'm glad you're going to be a part of my journey to do this. And however way that I can help to connect, whatever, volunteer in the system, whatever it is, I want to hear what it is, to see where I could fit into that, and I tell a lot of guests that, and I finally have the time now I can sit down and go back and follow up with people, because I mean that, that's what I love to do. I love to serve and I love to help, and that's what I want to do. And I just want to bring more healing to people.
Yeah, me too.
So they could live a happy life.
We're in a time right now as a society, as women of color, as human beings, we are in a time. Yes. And we have got to figure out, and I sort of believe that self-expression is like the key to everything. Yeah. And so, and I'm not into this whole like not Second Amendment, but this whole 14th Amendment, freedom of speech. It's not speech to hurt people. Right. We have to get some speech to help people. Yes. Hurt people. And I think we just want to, but we have to heal ourselves first. We're still sad. We're still angry. We're still resentful of what happened. Yeah. So we just want to get people out of this resentment. Yes. And into their launch. Yeah. Launch into the new them. And I think that's so exciting.
It is. It really is. I'm excited for this. And congrats, like kudos, this retreat. I mean, this is huge. This is huge. So guys, you have the Right to Heal retreat. Yes. Please. October, guys. I have the information up here. It's going to be everywhere. It's going to be everywhere. I'm spreading it high and low and wide. So people could come. And just connect, truly connect so you can heal. But I thank you.
Well, thank you.
Thank you for this. This is amazing. This is actually an awesome way to end my Sunday today. I love it. I love it when I do this. But Kim, any last words before we sign off, ma'am?
I just want people to not be afraid and to have the courage to come and be vulnerable. Yeah. And I think that's a fearful thing too. People are like, I'm not telling my business. Right. You know what? Your business is everybody's business. Yes. We're all in this together. Yes. And I will tell you that when I work with my clients who are writing memoirs, I have instituted a new thing. So every week, we have homework. And every week we meet. And one of the things I do is I ask them for the secret of the week. And so they have to share with me. And if we're doing a group or if it's an individual coaching, I ask them to tell me a secret every single week. And that's just for the memoir group. But it's only because it's important for us all to be able to articulate the things that we've been hiding. And if you're writing a book, you have to get comfortable with that. You have to be comfortable with people hearing your bad thing that happened. Yeah. So I think that is just the beginning of Right to Heal. Just be vulnerable, come, You have me, you have, I'm an author. I've done great books, blah, blah, blah. But I also have a therapist, a licensed therapist who is trained to work on this.
Right.
And as a coach, I'm trained to work with people in distress as well. So let's do it. Come be with us, and let's launch ourselves into the next level.
Totally. Well, thank you, ma'am. Our Resilience family, guys. Thank you for tuning in. Seriously, I love you guys. I wouldn't be here without you all. And I hope this is good for you as well. As always, I want you guys to stay safe, stay blessed, and always, please stay resilient, because you got this.
Yep.
You got this.
That's right.
Blessings, guys.
Thank you.